This is Glenn Rice with Clearview Sewer Cams. We're located at 4417 Camellia Avenue, North Hollywood, California, 91602. Today is August 9th, 2022. We're performing a video waste and sewer inspection through a 4-inch ABS waistline cleanout. And it does appear to be an end-of-the-line cleanout at the very rear of the property. This goes out towards our backyard area here. This swings around and goes towards our garage area and out towards the front of our property. What we're going to do is we're going to zero out our camera monitor here at the top of the cleanout. And we're just going to pause and clean our camera lens real quick. We've got some dirt on there. Okay, we're going to go ahead and zero out here. And we're going to drop down and begin our video waste and sewer line inspection. It does appear that we are in black ABS waistline. So again, we're just going to go ahead and continue to push out. We're going to make a little bit of a turn. It does appear we're dropping down. And as we drop down, it does appear that we're transitioning to what appears to be vitreous clay. So what we're going to do is we're going to pause here for a moment. Okay, we went ahead and marked this transition, and it is at the rear of the property, just in the backyard area next to the rear patio, and we did mark it with a red flag at 1 foot 3 inches deep. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and continue to push out. And again, we did transition to what appears to be vitreous clay. And the joint appears to be coming up on the next joint, and that joint appears to be in fair condition. Again, coming up on the next joint, and that joint appears to be in fair condition. I'm going to continue to push out, and that joint appears to be in fair condition. What we're going to do is we're going to pause here for a moment. We're just going to try to figure out which direction we're actually headed in. So we pushed out in another about 10 feet, so we're just going to pause here for a moment and locate this area. Okay, we're going to go ahead and pull back just a little bit. As you can see, this is vitreous clay sewer pipe. And as we pull back just a little bit, we're going to push in just a little bit. Just going to go in slowly just to double check at the top here, make sure we don't have an opening. Doesn't appear to have an opening. It does appear to be vitreous clay. Now the vitreous clay is transitioning to black ABS sewer pipe. So again, we did mark this out at the rear of the property, and it transitioned, the vitreous clay sewer line transitions back to black ABS, what appears to be black ABS waistline. And this is going underneath the house now. So we're going to go ahead and continue to push out. We're going to make a little bit of a turn. Again, we'll just continue to push out. And again, we have another turn. All the joints thus far in the black ABS waistline appear to be in fair condition. We got a tie in there. And again, we'll just continue to push out. Again, we'll just continue to push out. And we're coming up on a turn. We're going to make another turn. And again, we'll just continue to push out and possibly reach our mainline sewer clean out. Okay, we went ahead and ran a little bit of water just to help us push out. So again, we're just going to utilize the water here. What we're going to do is we're going to pause our mic, and we're just going to utilize the water to help us push out, possibly get all the way out towards the front of the property and get into our mainline sewer clean out at the street. So again, we're just going to pause our mic here. So again, what we're going to do is we're going to pause here for a moment. We're going to run a lot more water in the house, get our bathtubs going. We have a hose bib going. And as you can see right there around the 12 o'clock area, that is appears to be our mainline sewer clean out at the front of the house. But again, we're just going to utilize our water and attempt to push all the way out. So we're just going to pause our mic here. So what we're going to do is we attempted to jump up and over this offset, but unfortunately we're too many turns in the line and we're a little far out.
Yeah.
So again, we did run up quite a bit of water to help us try to attempt to push out. But what we're going to do is we're going to pause here for a moment and we're going to shut all the water down. We'll pull back and take a good look. Okay, again, we went ahead and pushed all the way out. And as you can see here, the black ABS waste line is transitioning to what appears to be vitreous clay sewer line. And we did have a 4-inch mainline sewer clean out the front of the property. But unfortunately, from the rear of the house, we did make quite a few turns. And we attempted to run. We had 2 bathrooms going, a water hose in there, and unfortunately we're unable to jump on over this large offset. And this is right at the transition from black ABS sewer pipe to vitreous clay sewer pipe, again at the front of the house. So again, we're just going to go ahead and continue to pull back. And you can see here in that area there, you can see that at the top there's an opening, and that is our mainline sewer clean out at the front of the house. There's our opening there, right at the 12 o'clock area. So again, we're just going to continue to pull back. And as we pull back, we transition back into black ABS waistline. And all the black ABS waistline appeared to be in fair and maintainable condition. So again, we're just going to continue to pull back. Make a little bit of a turn. And all those joints appear to be in fair condition. Again, we continue to pull back. And again, make another turn. And those joints appear to be in fair condition. And we'll make a little bit of a turn. And again, we'll continue to pull back. And again, we did make quite a number of turns, and that was kind of not helping us too much to try to push out towards the front, just the number of turns that we were pushing through, and we got stuck at that odd large offset at the front of the house. And as we continue to pull back, we're transitioning to what appears to be vitreous clay. And again, we do have a section of vitreous clay that's running in between the property. There's a porch area, and the vitreous clay is underneath the porch area. But again, it's still considered to be vitreous clay sewer line. So again, we're transitioning back into what appears to be the vitreous clay sewer line. And it is an end of the line clean out at the rear of the house. So the bedroom that they added on at the rear of the house is draining and exiting towards the rear of the property and transitioning into this vitreous clay. The vitreous clay is running up to the existing property and then transitioning back into black ABS waistline. So again, we're just going to go ahead and continue to pull back. And again, all our black ABS waistline all appear to be in fair condition. And in this area here, our vitreous clay sewer pipe appeared to be in fair condition as well. So again, we'll just continue to pull back. And as we pull back, we're going to transition back into black ABS sewer pipe. So again, we're just continuing to pull back, and we'll transition back into our black ABS sewer pipe, make a little bit of a turn, and a little bit of an offset there, but nothing major. It's close enough to where the water's draining. We did run quite a bit of water. Everything was passing through. So again, we'll just continue to pull back. And heading back towards our clean out. And again, there's a tie-in there for our bathrooms. And we're going to come up and out of our clean out. And what we're going to do is we're going to pause here for a moment. And we'll relocate ourselves to the front of the house. We're going to pause here. Okay, we went ahead and relocated ourselves just to the left of the front door in the grass area, just in front of the planter to a 4-inch ABS mainline sewer clean out at the front of the house. And this is our 4-inch ABS mainline sewer clean out here. This goes towards the street area here. This goes towards the front door. And what we're going to do is we're going to zero out our camera monitor here. and we're going to drop down and begin our video sewer inspection. We did run through our black ABS waistline, again from our black ABS sewer line through the waistline out towards underneath the house, but we did get hung up. I'll pull back just a little bit. We'll continue to pull back a little bit more, and push in a little. Right. Okay, again, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and push in. We are at the top of the clean out. We did pull back and run back from the rear of the property just to identify an area. So we did locate, they do have a two-way mainline sewer clean out here at the front of the house. And as we push out, we're going to clean our camera lens a little bit. And as we continue to push out, you can see that the line had been lined with a CIPP cured in place liner. So you can see there on the top there, we'll pull back just a little bit. You can see on the top there around the 11 o'clock area, you can see that there's some writing and stuff, and that's a good indication that it is a CIPP cured in place liner. So again, we're just going to go ahead and continue to push out. And so the CIPP liner is going to follow the contour of the vitreous clay sewer line pipe and fittings. So again, we're just going to continue to push out. And as we push out, it does appear that we're going to make a drop here. And as we drop, you can see that, pull back just a little bit, our CIPP liner had stopped here. And we're about approximately 25 feet, 3 inches out. So what we're going to do is going to continue to push out. And we're transitioning back into what appears to be vitreous clay. And we drop down into our city sewer tie-in here. So we're going to continue to push in a little bit. Right here, this is our city sewer tie-in. So we're dangling right above our city sewer tie-in. We'll pull back just a little bit. And you can see here, this is our main here. So again, what we're going to do is we're going to pause for a moment. We're just going to locate this area just to double check. So we're going to pause here. So again, as I mentioned, it does appear that we dropped down into our city sewer tie-in. But again, what we're going to do is we're just going to push out a little bit more just to verify. So we're going to push out another maybe 20, 30 feet. And we'll just get a good look just to double check that we are in our city sewer. So again, we'll just continue to push out. Just looking to see this. So again, we'll continue to push out, and we'll make a little bit of a turn, and we'll push out, and we'll pause here for a moment. We'll pull back just a little bit, and that does appear to be our city sewer tie-in. So if we push in just a little bit, you can see that the city sewer tie-in, push in just a little bit, the city sewer tie-in had been lined with a CIPP cured in place liner, and you can see the water flowing beneath us there. So we're going to pause here for a moment. So again, we went ahead and reached our city sewer tie-in here. As you can see, the water flowing beneath us. So what we're going to do is we're going to continue to pull back slowly. And you can see here just in that joint there at the saddle, you can see that the city sewer had been lined with the CIPP cured in place liner. So again, we're going to continue to pull back, and the saddle appeared to be in fair condition. You can continue to pull back. What we'll do is we'll pull back to approximately 28 feet on our camera monitor, and then from there we did have a root intrusion. That was right in a drop. We did have a little bit of a chimney that dropped us down.
So we're going to see it now?
So we'll continue to pull back. And again, we'll continue to pull back, and those joints all appeared to be in fair condition. And that joint appeared to be in fair condition. Make a little bit of a turn, and we're pulling up. And right there, you can see that we do have a large root intrusion, a large penetration here in the vitreous clay in the joint. So again, as I mentioned, you can see that we do have a large root intrusion coming in, penetrating right around the 5 o'clock area. And this area here would possibly need to be hydrojetted in order to remove the large root intrusion and re-inspect the joint, just to determine if the joint had been compromised, cracked, or broke. So again, we'll still continue to pull back, and we're coming up. We make a little bit of a turn, and as we pull back into our CIPP cured in place liner. So we'll continue to pull back a little bit. We'll pause here for a moment, so you can see the liner, see the numbers. So that tells me that it was lined. I can see the seam, I can see the numbers. This is all impregnated right here. So you only got about a 20-foot strip of it. So it's not very long. So it's from here, basically, 10. You're probably somewhere around on the edge of the driveway there.
Would an old-fashioned snake cut through it?
No. With that, you're going to damage all of this.
No.
So the old-fashioned snake is just that, old-fashioned. The way to do it these days is hydrojetting. It's least invasive and causes the least amount of damage, and it does a better job. Because the older snakes is basically... So again, we're going to go ahead and continue to pull back. And again, as I mentioned, we do have approximately a 20 to 23 foot section of vitreous clay that had been lined with the CIPP cured in place liner. So again, we'll just continue to pull back. And the CIPP cured in place liner, it all appears to be in fair condition. And we'll continue to pull back towards our mainline clean out at the front of the house. And we'll make a little bit of a turn, and we're going to pull up and out of our clean out, and that will conclude our video waste and sewer line inspection.